All right, so how do you introduce somebody who really needs no introduction, right? Haleigh Bryant is the best gymnast in the country, period, as LSU is getting used to winning these around here. Thanks so much for taking the time.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, great to visit with you again. So we're going on about a week since LSU won the title. How has your life changed?
It has changed tremendously in all good things. There's just been so much support through the community, and just every single person, every single fan has just supported us, and it's just crazy to see all the DMs, the messages. It's just all the love and support. I'm just so thankful for it all.
How much does it make the hard work that much sweeter?
It has been tremendous. We worked so hard, not even just this year, but all the years before, and just worked for this one goal and put in all the hard work this preseason. Going back to the advance, just trying to get closer as a team, connect with one another, our coaches, every single person. I feel like that this past weekend, or whenever it was now, it feels like a year ago already.
It's a blur.
It just made all of those hard days in the gym and just everything worth it.
So the celebration, you have a parade. You saw the women's basketball team do that. You saw the baseball team celebrated Haleigh Box.
Yeah.
You go back a ways, but you weren't here for Joe Burrow and the
I was not.
the title.
No.
You just missed it.
Just 1 year, yeah.
Yeah, missed it by a year. But what was it like to have that parade and celebration at the PMAC?
It was absolutely everything, because they've supported us through absolutely everything all season long, and just to have them support us and put on that for us was just amazing. And just this title's for them as well, because they've supported us all the way.
So a few things about Haleigh Bryant. You can maybe like pat yourself on the back and just relax here for a moment. So you come in first. You're the national champion in the all-around, 39.7125. And then you won the 2024 AAI Awards, the nation's top gymnast. And going back to your freshman year, you were a national champion on the vault in 2021. So it's been a long journey of lots of success for you here.
Thank you.
What did this year, do you feel like you were as good this year as you've ever been, or the best you've been this year?
I don't know if my gymnastics was the best, but I think my mindset and my confidence was definitely the highest it's been all season, or all career. Just how much my confidence has grown, and just, I think in that aspect, I think I was the best version of myself. But obviously the gymnastics was the gymnastics, but I think it goes back to my mindset every single day coming in, even if I'm not feeling the best, but just giving 110% and doing what I do, because you don't get those practices back in the gym. And I think that's something that set me up very well for success this year, just my mindset and my confidence.
The national championship day, so about 3:30 in the afternoon, Baton Rouge time, a lot of fingernails, I think, were gnawed off and hearts were in people's throats. Mm-hmm. You have a fall on the beam, and in golf terms, I guess, you get one mulligan.
Yep.
Right? you can hit one out of bounds, but then everyone else has to put it in the fairway.
Exactly.
So Savannah Shanehair, who's been outstanding, had a fall, but handled it very well. Emotionally, her face, she didn't let it take over. So then Connor McLean, Kaya Johnson, yourself, and Aaliyah Finnegan, you all have to come through there on the beam, which I talked to Jay about it. I said, is beam the most nerve-wracking? He goes, well, it's different for different people.
Exactly.
But how did you guys concentrate, focus, and not think about maybe the big picture there?
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously gymnastics, it's 5 up, 6 up, 5 count, and that's something that Jay always says, you only need 5 scores. So whenever she made the mistake, we looked at her and we were like, we got your back. We know what to do. We knew it had to be done, and we were going to do everything in our power to get that done. So, but just going up there, not trying to change anything that we normally do during our normal gymnastics, because obviously we had a fall, and sometimes when that happens, people put pressure on themselves, get a little more nervous when they get up there, and it's beam. So obviously anything can happen on 4 inches. So just kind of coming together and just making sure everybody was going to do their normal gymnastics and nothing more, nothing less, because that's what was going to be enough.
Yeah, and just to reiterate, the beam is 4 inches wide. As Coach Jay told me, if you lay your cell phone across it, it would go further. It would overlap.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you leap and cut a flip in the air. You can't see where your feet are landing and land it on that thing.
It's scary. Honestly, I don't think about it when I'm up there, but then whenever people say it, I'm like, that's actually crazy that we can do flips up there. It's wild.
Yeah. And what were you thinking when Aaliyah's up there?
Honestly, I knew she was going to hit. We see it every single day in this gym. We knew what she was going to do right when she looked at us and said she's doing it for each and every person that's standing on that floor right there. And we had all the confidence in her, and I was so just proud of her. No matter what the result is, she's given so much to this team this whole entire season, and her and in her career. So whatever she was going to do, I was going to be proud of, and she just worked so hard.
Your sport is so unique, unlike football or basketball or baseball, when I can look at a scoreboard, I know what the score is, but you guys are all there's seconds going by. Was that good enough? Is our score good enough? I mean, what is that like, waiting to hear your final score?
It's definitely nerve-wracking, but at the end of the day, we just have to control the things that we can control, because we don't know what the judges are going to score. We don't know what other teams are doing. Obviously, you can look up and see the scores, but I'm not that good at math, so I didn't know how to add it up. I didn't know what she needed. I just knew that if she did her normal gymnastics, that was going to be enough. So it was wild.
Awesome. I bounce around, Haleigh. I'm sorry, this is what I do. But when you do the vault, you run with such speed, and there's such explosiveness there, and you take off, and it all comes together, and you land so controlled. How do you do that?
I think it goes back to all the drills that I do every single day in the gym. If it's off the trampoline, just standing off the vault table, just making sure you're absorbing the landing, because whenever your feet hit, some people just like to rebound because it honestly feels better on your ankles, but just learning to absorb the mat, absorb the landing, and just kind of let the landing come to you.
Yeah. And there's so many injuries too, right? I mean, this is a quote-unquote non-contact sport, but you're putting so much, I don't know what the right word is, torque or whatever.
Force and everything on your body, It's definitely very injury-prone sport.
Kaya, you know, she had her share of those, right? And her floor routine there at the end was fantastic.
Yes, I was so proud of her. She obviously went through so much last season, and then just going into this season, I know she was just wanting to do it for a team, and it was just so amazing watching her just accomplish the things that she has accomplished. So I'm just so proud of her and honored to be on this team with her.
Every championship team has their stretch where they look back on and they say, we were not our best. And Coach was telling me about the Missouri meet on the road was kind of funky, and then Florida, you know, Leanne Wong, who's amazing, right? Gets a perfect 10 on the floor at the very end. Exactly, That was the equivalent of a buzzer beater, right?
For sure.
What did you learn throughout the year, you know, when you weren't maybe doing exactly what you wanted to do?
I think that we learned so much from the beginning of the season until now. Just mindset is a big thing that we talked about, because obviously we didn't have some of the meets we wanted to before the national championship, but it's not like dwelling on the past. It's learning from our mistakes, learning from the things that we know we can do better on, and I feel like that's something that really helped us all season.
The PMAC this year, you averaged over 12,500 fans. Jay pointed out to me that it's actually over the capacity, which you averaged.
It was wild. Tiger Nation and just all the love and support they give to us. They fill up that room every single time, and just, again, like I said, the love and support they give to us every single Friday night was absolutely insane. It's like no other in the country, so just very thankful for them and just for them bringing the energy, because we feed off their energy and we couldn't do it without them.
I went to one meet this year where I wasn't on the floor. My parents decided to go, so I went up and I sat with them. We watched from high. And I saw a lot of former athletes that I covered here. Cameron Vaughn, a linebacker who played back in 2006, 2007, I believe, who was bringing his kids and everything. The young people factor at the meets is important, I think.
Yes, for sure. Because just Jay always says, like, there's always little girls in the stands looking up to you and trying to give you, or trying to do what you're doing. And it's just being grateful for the opportunity that we're getting to compete in the purple and gold, because only 22 girls get the opportunity to compete at this college. So just being grateful is something he always talks about. And we want to set up just like an example for all the little girls, and just that all their dreams can come true if they never give up and just work so hard.
Do you ever, Haleigh Bryant, wake up one day and say, you know what, I want to be a normal student today. I want to sleep till 10. I want to go to my 2 or 3 classes. I want to go to the concert with my girlfriends tonight. I don't want to be in the gym. You know, every now and then, does that creep in?
There was definitely some days throughout my career, not even just in college, but before I got here, that I just wanted to quit. I just wanted to give it up, be a normal student, just enjoy my life and just do all those things. But my mom always said, like, you can't quit on a bad day, because that's normally when it happened. I would have a bad day at gym, and then I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm never doing this again. But she was always right. She always encouraged me to stay with it, and I'm so thankful that I did, and I'm just so, so grateful.
And so are all the LSU fans.
Thank you.
You know, thank God that you stuck with it, right? Tell me about, well, let me start with Dee Dee, because Dee Dee recruited you, correct? So tell me about Dee Dee Bro and the fact that she was able to, kind of like Paul Maneri and Jay Johnson celebrated in Omaha there to an extent. What was it like to have her there to celebrate this title?
It meant absolutely everything to have us, or have her there at that competition to celebrate with us, because she built this program. She got basically everything we have, Dee Dee did, and we're just so thankful for her. And I know Jay said that it takes a village, and it really does. She supported us through absolutely everything. She recruited me to be here. She's one of the reasons I'm here today, and I'm just so thankful that we got to kind of share that celebration moment together.
One thing that Dee Dee used to talk about was team chemistry. Because in the past, there were some teams who had the talent, but maybe, this person didn't like that person or whatever. I think Dee Dee said she didn't like texting because you can't tell the tone of what the person's saying, and it can lead to miscommunication.
For sure, yeah. Team chemistry is so, so important. Obviously, that's one of the reasons I'm here. Whenever I stepped foot on campus and just saw the culture of the team, it was just so important to me. They were all treating each other like a family, and that was something that was really important to me. And I feel like that's something that set us up for success and helped us accomplish the things that we accomplished this year, just because we were all so close and all cared about each other and just wanted the best for each other, and we all wanted the same goal. So
yeah, absolutely. So Jay steps in, and so the dynamic changes, I guess, when you have a woman who's coaching you and now there's a man coaching you and the different things. And Jay's like, I'm 55 years old, it's getting harder for me to, relate maybe. But tell me about, obviously he's relating well. Tell me about the job he has done leading this program.
He has done a tremendous job. Just the way he cares about you and just wants the best for you, and kind of just does, or gets each individual what they need. Because obviously everybody does gymnastics differently. Everybody has a different mindset coming from all over the country. So he's done a really good job of just connecting with us individually and getting us what we need, and just, he's done so much, and I'm just so thankful that he gave me the opportunity to be here, and I'm just so thankful I was able to be coached under him.
Yeah. I found it ironic that Georgia apparently made a strong play to bring him back after they fired him years back.
Exactly, yeah, that was wild. I honestly had no idea what was happening. I just opened Twitter one day and saw all of the things, but he told all of us that he was staying here, so we're just very thankful.
Right. And Haleigh, are you staying here?
That is a very good question. It's definitely still in the works, but it'll be posted, whatever my decision is, sometime next week.
Okay. Well, that's how it works these days. We don't break these stories anymore. The athletes break the story.
Yeah.
You'll have some beautiful artwork, I'm sure,
Yes.
and some words typed up and everything.
Yeah.
Who do you, I think I asked you this the first time I interviewed you, but who do you admire on this campus, like in the other sports? There's so, well, let me start here. Kim Mulkey was there.
Yes.
Hugging you guys, right?
Yeah.
And I think you said a year ago you fangirled.
Oh, still do. Yes. Honestly, anybody on the women's basketball team, they're just the way they carry themselves and just throughout this campus, it's just really inspiring. And they work so hard and they've accomplished so many amazing things. And it's just so cool to see so many amazing people around campus every single day.
Yeah. And what about this dance team? Do you know any of those young ladies?
I know a few of them, and they're just very, very nice. They're very sweet, and just watching them dance is just literally just mind-blowing how good they are. And I'm just so proud of them for winning 2 national championships. That's just awesome.
During a post-game press conference after a women's basketball game this year, the coach for Arkansas, he's talking about, they got drilled. He's like, LSU's really talented, Angel Flage. And let me tell you, that dance team on Smooth Criminal, they killed it.
They are amazing.
So you noticed that.
Yeah, it's so cool to watch.
So last night, Jaden Daniels gets picked number 2, Malik goes number 6, Brian Thomas number 23. Do you see those guys? You know them, or?
Yeah, I know 2 of them. Obviously, because I'm just really proud that they just have how hard they've worked, and they just getting what they deserve. Basically, I just know all the hard work that is put into what they're doing today, and I'm just very proud of them that they're living out their dreams. And yeah, I see them sometimes, but don't know them too well.
You've been in that student section a few times.
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, what they've done for LSU and for this football team is amazing, and I'm just so proud that they get to live out their dreams of being an NFL football player.
Maybe that's another thing we can lure to get you back. Just think about it. You get one more fall in Tiger Stadium, Haleigh.
For sure.
6 or 7 more nights in Tiger Stadium there to cheer on the team. A couple more things. How shocked were you when Oklahoma was just falling all over the place?
It was wild, but it's gymnastics at the end of the day. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Obviously, on a 4-inch beam, running towards a stationary object, anything can happen. So they just didn't have the best night, but again, it's Oklahoma Gymnastics. They're going to come back. They're going to do what they do.
Yeah, that's the beauty. Well, they wouldn't call it beautiful. But it's the beauty of sports in terms of all year long we assume something.
Right.
And that didn't come to fruition. In terms
exactly, yeah. And that's something we talked about all season long. Obviously, the Oklahoma was the top dog. Everybody thought they were going to win, but that's something Jay always told us, that to not count out this team, and we wanted people to know that we were coming. And Yeah.
Yeah. As I told Jay, the parallels were striking to the women's basketball team when South Carolina appeared to be, the juggernaut, and then Caitlin Clark and Iowa take them out, and then LSU beats Iowa.
Right.
How did you handle that, like, mentally? There was a feeling amongst the fans that, okay, now the door's open.
Right. Exactly, yeah. And that's something Jay had told us right after they had messed up and not advanced to the next day. It was like, it's not just given to us. Like, obviously, so that's what people thought. They're like, okay, this is LSU's. Like, obviously, we were now the top team going into that competition, but we didn't want to basically sleepwalk through the competition just thinking that we were just going to get handed something. We knew what the job needed to be, and we did that. We worked very hard. We did our normal gymnastics, and the results played out just as they should have.
Beautiful. As Jay said, you're the best team in the country. That's who performs on that day.
Exactly.
And you got it done.
Yes.
Your humility. Jay says that, you don't want any extra attention. You never draw attention to yourself. You are totally a team person. Where does that come from?
I think from my parents, honestly, just from an early age, they were always, because gymnastics is a team sport at the end of the day, and that's really it. And they were just like, the team goes first, and just being nice to everybody, being humble, doing what you do. And if you do all the individual things, then the team thing's going to happen at the end of the day. And I feel like just the way that they raised me, I'm just so thankful for them and just them supporting me through absolutely everything. But yeah, from them.
And I've heard it from people, they say, Haleigh Bryant, she's amazing. She lights up a camera. She's got a great personality. Why isn't she doing more NIL? Why isn't she doing more stuff? And I said, well, maybe she's not interested in doing that stuff. I don't know. But where do you stand with all that?
I think now it's definitely going to pick up a little bit. I definitely pushed off a lot of things during this season because my focus was on this team. But now that the season's over, school's about to be done, I think that's something I'm really going to pick up. And I'm very excited for the opportunities I've already been given and the opportunities that are next, and I'm just very excited.
All right, Haleigh Bryant makes bank. I can see you coming up real quick. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
You're wonderful to cover.
Thank you so much.
And hopefully we cover you for another year. But if we don't, you have far and away given to LSU things that we will never forget. So thanks for your time.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Really appreciate it.